What is up, adventurers? I have a really cool restoration video for you guys today. Yet another Shogun warrior figure. You are looking at the Grendizer or UFO robot Grendizer figure made by Mattel and their Shogun Warriors line. Only released in Europe, I believe. Just acquired this guy on eBay, found it, negotiated a sale with the person on eBay, got it for what I consider to be a fair price. And on today's restoration video, we're going to bring him back to life. For those of you guys who aren't familiar with this particular robot, it's from a Japanese manga or anime series in Japan that ran from 1975 to 1977 called UFO Grendizer. It was made by the famous Go Nagi, who was famous for creating Mazinga Z and Great Mazinga, and this is the third in that series of cartoons. When Mattel first got the license for Shogun Warriors from Popey, they produced the original Shogun Warriors figures for the US market, but the line was canceled before they could release this figure, I believe. And it was only released in Europe, where it was very popular. So I was lucky to grab this for my son. He doesn't know it yet, and we're going to restore it. So I've got some parts coming from Shogun Plastics. And on top of that, I've got some decals from Faux Shogun. And I also picked up as a special bonus this cool secret weapon XX2 flame gun. We'll talk about it later in this restoration video. But for now, we'll pause the video and we'll come back and we'll talk about this guy and what all he needs to have done to him and then go from there. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back, guys. So here he is, Grendizer or Gold Rake, depending on where you are in the globe. Cool Shogun Warriors figure. Little fun fact for you guys. So this cartoon aired in Japan. It was a Japanese anime cartoon. It aired from 1977 to 1979, I believe. And it was very popular in Europe, I think, namely France and Italy. And the main character who pilots Grendizer was a fella named Duke Freed or Duke Umam, depending on which cartoon version you watch. But that character's action figure in the late 70s utilized the Hasbro Super G.I. Joe body. If you look up Duke Umam, you can find that figure, and you can see it's a colorized version of the Super G.I. Joe body. And I'm assuming it had the same problems as those figures as well, plagued by bad plastic and poor design. It's a little fun fact I wanted to share with you guys. I'm a G.I. Joe channel mainly, and it's kind of a little cool connection. Excuse me. So anyways, like I said, this is a Japanese anime cartoon, aired from 77 to 79, very popular. This particular version here never made it over to the States, I believe. So it was sold in Europe and Japan, and it's a really cool figure. The Japanese version is a little bit different than this. This one's a little cheapened down. You can look up the Japanese version and see what I'm talking about. But I picked this up on eBay, and it's got a few issues, so we'll go over those real quick. So he's missing, obviously, all of his missiles. The Harken, which is Grendizer's main weapon, we have those here. These are broken, so we're going to have new ones of those. Like I said, missing all the missiles. The decals are not great. I do have replacement decals from Faux Shogun, so we'll probably remove the decals, soak this guy in Tide Free and Clear, take his missile firing fist off. This has all the springs and it still fires well, so we won't have to do anything other than clean this up a bit. He is missing his screw crusher, so we'll have to get a new one of those as well. The figure has some type of film on it. When I touch it, my hands get real slippery in a way, so I'm not sure what's up with that. But we'll wash him up and fix that. The wheels are in good shape on the fronts. The backs are a little bent, so I might try to just straighten those out. That's kind of what I usually do on a lot of this stuff. I just try to straighten them out as best I can. My 4-year-old son is going to be playing with this. The body's got some scuffs and some other problems, but for the most part, the figure's in really good shape. The head probably needs a little touch-up paint, but I won't worry about that. What I find interesting about this figure is it combines parts from a couple different figures. The shoulders here are from Guy King, and the lower 2 legs, I believe, are, I'm not sure what those are from. I was going to say Mazinga, but that's not true because they don't have the sword holders. So I guess it only has the Guy King parts on the upper shoulders. So anyways, yeah, I think this is going to be a great figure to restore, and can't wait to do it. So we'll come back. We got a package in from Shogun Plastics and Derek, and we'll get to work and let you know how we're going to do this. All right, guys, welcome back. So here we go. We got our package in from Derek at Shogun Plastics. Shout out to Derek. Always does awesome work. He made me a brand new mold. I'm sorry, a brand new cast of the screw crusher fist attachment. So we'll get that on there. We also have the double Harkins that go in the shoulders, and these actually slide together to form a really cool weapon that Grendizer can slay monster robots with. And I also had him make me brand new missiles. Now, the original missiles were red with white fins. Excuse me. But I had Derek make me some, pull them out here a second, some red missiles with black fins. And the reason is I thought that would be really cool as a contrast to the really cool Grendizer body design. I think these would go really well with it. So that's what we're going to roll with. I really like the black fins on the red missiles. So we're going to have a little bit of different spin on that. We also have our decals from Faux Shogun. I know there's a lot of really good decal makers out there. I went ahead and purchased these off eBay. So these are really cool. Great reproduction decals. So when we get the original decals removed off of our Grendizer, we'll apply these brand new decals and hopefully get him back in the fight. So this is the replacement parts that we've got. Next step is to take Grendizer apart for as best as we can and wash him up with some Tide Free and Clear and get those old decals off, let him dry out, and then apply these new decals and see what other fixes we need to do to him. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back, guys. So this is a little bonus video for this UFO robot Grendizer restoration. So this is our Secret Weapon XX2. This is a really cool item. You can see the secret weapon on the box there. So I didn't do much research on the history of these things, but what I can tell you is that when the first Popey Jumbo Machinder came out, it was Great Mazinga, I believe 1972. He was originally the giant 24-inch tall robot, and they made him, and then there was a plethora of accessories that came in the wake of that release. So you would get different attachments for his arms, anything from firing fists to cranes to weapons that fire large balls, crossbows. I've seen a ton of different ones. I don't know how many they actually made, but I know they're interchangeable with most of all the Jumbo Machinder or Shogun Warrior style figures. So I was perusing the internet one night on eBay and I found this one here and I did some research on it, and it is called, I believe, a flame gun or Secret Weapon XX2. So what makes this thing super cool, let's pull it out of the box here. I took it out once already. It's pretty ratty old box, but this is a item from the 70s, so not surprising. So we've got the original instruction sheets, all in Japan, or Japanese, excuse me, to my Japanese friends out there. We have 2 different attachments for different colors, and I believe these are the 2 replacement portions for the guts or the mechanics of this gun. So how this thing works is you undo the screws, fasten it onto the arm of your choice on your Shogun Warrior, and then you wind this thing, and you've got a compression button here. And it just essentially shoots sparks. It's like the old spark guns we had as a kid. Now, I don't know if a lot of people remember those spark guns, but I had one. You would wind it and just turn it on, and then it would produce sort of a spark. I'm not sure what the mechanism in those that made it work was. Even though I'm an engineer, I'm not going to go back and try to figure it out. I think it's a little irrelevant for this video anyways. But I bought this for my son, and of course, after I bought this one, eBay's algorithm inundated my watch list with a ton of these different things. And I've looked at them, and they're a little pricey. I think I got this one for around $120 shipped from Japan, which, you know, whatever. It is a little expensive. Full disclosure, I am going to be letting a 4, almost 5-year-old play with it, but you know, how much money are memories worth, right? Memories are priceless, and if he gets a lot of fun and play out of this, you know, I'm happy with spending that much money. It's better than spending a few $100s on a video game system and having him sit there like a zombie all day and not doing anything, get fat, drinking pop, which he doesn't do any of that, but there's a lot of kids that do. I'd rather have him play with something like this, even if I gotta spend a premium. So this is cool. We will, I'm not sure what we're going to put this guy on, but we're going to put it on something at some point. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So this is the Secret Weapon X2 flame gun. All right, welcome back, guys. So here is our secret weapon mounted to my great Mazinga. I decided to go ahead and mount this to show you guys kind of what it looks like on a Shogun Warrior. Super cool. It's a wild weapon. I think it's, I mean, I call it the flame gun. I'm not really sure what it's called. When I got it on eBay, I think that was in the description. I think it's more of a electro weapon of some type, but here's how it works. Pretty dope weapon. I like the way it displays on the figure. We've already played with it for a little while, and pretty cool. I really like it. It's super noisy and kind of annoying, which my son loves. So that is the Secret Weapon XX2 flame gun, or what I call the lightning weapon. And I should change the name to the Tesla weapon. That sounds like a more dope name. So anyways, I just want to show you guys what that looked like on this figure. All right, guys, welcome back. So we've got Grendizer cleaned up, bathed him in the Tide Free and Clear, up in the bathtub. You can see here that he's got some issues, not really issues, but I noticed he's just got some puncture marks and some blemishes on there. Looks like they tried to touch him up with black marker at one time, but that's okay, man. This guy's got character, and we love robots that have character. So we got him all cleaned up. You addressed some of the imperfections. I popped these wheels off. You can pop these clips out, and I straightened up the axles for the wheels so they're not bent as badly as what they were when we first got this guy. And we've got him ready for decals. Now, I did take some isopropyl alcohol after I got the decals off and just wiped down all the contact areas where I would be placing the new decals. The knees, up here on the shoulders, the chest, and around the waist, and in the robot crotch area. So the decals will hopefully bond a lot better because there's really no leftover film from the removal process. We also attached the cool device to the hand. Pretty awesome, to the fist. Now, this was very difficult to attach, actually. For those of you guys who are interested in getting one of these, just be aware you might have to do a little bit of work to the inside of this right here, for the screw attachment to this fist, and just sand it a little bit. And I had to take a razor knife and trim just a teeny bit off so it would slide over this fist. But the screw crusher is ready to go, and we'll mount it to the arms as soon as we get the decals put on Grendizer. So that will be the next step. We'll get our decals put on him, and then we will attach all the new weaponry, and this guy should be a wrap. So we'll come back, I'll show you what the decals look like, and then we'll pause it and we'll get all the new gear on this guy and wrap up the video. Stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back. So we've got the decals on, and I gotta say something. I've bought decals from Shogun for all my Shogun warriors that I had to replace decals on, and I don't know, man. I don't want to poo-poo them, but they're very inconsistent with the quality of their decals. I've had some really good ones, and I've had some bad ones. So these in particular are not the greatest. When I went to put on the white portion here, the black ran, and I don't really like that. And the centerpiece here does not fit correctly. You can see there's a lot of inconsistencies there. They're not, for what you pay for these, I don't think they're worth it. I'm definitely, next time, I'm just going to go with a different decal maker than Shogun. I hope I don't upset anybody, but I just think you can find better decals out there. The consistency of the quality is just not there. That being said, I use the decals. They're on my Grendizer. It's going to be for my son to play with, so the odds of the decals getting damaged is relatively high. So on down the road, if we ever decide to replace all the decals on this guy, we'll go with a different maker. Anyways, the decals are on him. He looks fairly good, except for the terrible blemish there that happened when I was putting that on. And, you know, whatever, things happen. So the next step is to assemble him. And we'll pause the video, we'll come back, and we'll have all the gear on this Grendizer. All right, guys, welcome back. So here he is, the completed and restored Shogun Warriors Grendizer figure. I think it turned out pretty well. Couple things, obviously, the running, or the run of the decal, the ink stain kind of. I think what I'll probably end up doing is just taking one of these and scanning it in and printing a brand new vinyl decal and replacing that at some point. But I'll just let my son play with it for a while. He's not going to care. The screw crusher attachment looks awesome. I had to interchange my Great Mazinga's missile launching fist because the one that came with it had a crack in it that I didn't know about, and I was unable to repair it. So I probably will end up ordering a new one of these from Shogun Plastics at some point. I just got a brand new set of, I shouldn't say brand new, a used set of secret weapons for Mazinga, so I'll actually put those on him. The double Harkins look awesome. They fit great up in there, and the whole figure itself turned out really great. I really like the way the black thin missiles look on this guy. So I really like the way this thing turned out. It's a pretty simple restore. You know, there's a few things wrong with it. It's obviously not mint, but I don't mind that. My son's going to love this thing. What I plan on doing with it is, on his last day of preschool, surprising him when I go pick him up. I'll just have it in the passenger seat next to his car seat. So when he gets in, Grendizer will be sitting there with him. So he'll be super excited. But anyways, guys, this is a great restore. I'm really happy we added this one to our collection. So I think that completes all the Mattel Shogun Warriors for us. We have one more we'd like to get. That would be the Tetsujin 28 Jumbo from 1979 or 1980, I believe. We hopefully can get that. I've already been in touch with Derek at Shogun Plastics, and he does replacement parts for it. So that's our next figure we'd like to acquire. But this was a great figure for us to restore. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So this, again, is my Mattel Shogun Warriors Grendizer figure with the replacement parts by Shogun Plastics and replacement decals by Faux Shogun. Hope you guys liked the video. Like and subscribe to the page. Share these videos. Let me know in the comments what you think of this guy, if you're familiar with this character. And in the meantime, guys, keep living the adventure, and cheers.